Hello, friends. It's your girl, Empress Danny, and we're back with another episode of The Daily Grind. You know, I stay pouring you up a hot cup of joe. The intent, obviously, is to get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we check in for today's messages? I hear someone saying, I'm mean today. The audacity. I'm mean today. I guess at least they're warning you, perhaps. Someone's a little moody, perhaps a bit hormonal. For some of you, this could indicate that someone's showing up in some way or another. Good day, D. Good to see you, love. This could indicate that someone is making something official. They're going on record, right? If I'm mean today, there's no question about that, right? I'm mean today. Nothing but attitude. That's what I heard. Nothing but attitude. And it's because it's time, right? It feels like shadow has to integrate with light at some point, okay? What this can mean is that there are some things that simply are what they are, and you have to accept that, the truth, right? This can sometimes mean that you have to face a shadow. There's something that you're going to have to do or to decide. This can also mean that what you see is real. And facing a shadow is not actually a shadow. It's just maybe some sense of not knowing whether it's real, right? Sometimes this is, I just heard, ain't no attitude, okay? I do feel like illumination is being brought to something at the top of the day. You are seeing some aspect of yourself in the mirror, right? It looks as though this leads to authenticity midday, having to be real about what could be your direction. Okay, or the direction that things are going. Okay, I just heard the one of your choosing, and it does feel as though magnetism is significant today because by the end of the day, it feels like you will have magnetized some sort of change, okay, some sort of metamorphosis, and this will be contingent upon the direction of your choosing, right? Think about it, right? Perhaps I am dealing with someone who's mean, okay? If that's the decision that they're making, they're choosing to be mean, and that's just who they really are, then I have to then make a decision as to whether or not I want to deal with the meanness. And if I don't, I have to face whatever my fear is associated with that and go the direction of the light, right? Perhaps it is people who are kinder, people who are nicer, right? Some of you, this could have to do with where you live, right? They don't favor perhaps your type or your kind, right? There could be some significance to that. This could be in the workplace. They don't like me, right? Whatever the reason is, in those circumstances, it feels as though there's a gravitational pull. By the end of the day, depending on perhaps the direction that you choose, will be indicated by the things it is that you are drawing to you or attracting to you, okay? And this could be I am drawing to me the desire to change. I want to go a different direction. Or it could be I realize the changes that I have been desiring in my life are now coming to me. I don't have to work as hard for them. They're simply coming in on their own. I just heard it independently. What's up, Vegas Goddess? Good to see you, love. Thank you for being here. Let's continue and get our animal card. Thank you guys who are here for liking, following, subscribing. Actually, I want to get our cards card. Happy full moon to you. I am going to put some full moon reads for some of your signs I know. So we'll get those posted on Patreon today for those of you who are members, whose I know. I just saw the Nine of Hearts, okay? Releasing what feels like the need to love others in order to love oneself. That is not for the narcissist, okay? The narcissist, your message is different. This is you always choose you. Why don't you think about somebody else for once, okay? For the person who's not a narcissist, this is you have been holding it down on your own, doing what's right for everybody else for long enough, and it's time for you to choose you today. Okay. And for whomever that is, you are going to be intuitively guided as to what that is, where certain things will come through. And as those things occur, as they happen, I feel this energy of appear in your life, you will suddenly be sure. Okay. You will be very certain. Okay. I don't know why it's given like, I'll be sure, right? What's the I'll be sure song? That day and night. I'm not recalling it completely, but it's something about, not that he only has one song, but dang it, something about the night, okay? Something about day and night. All I do is think of you every night. I can't get you off my mind. So perhaps there is. Maybe you're on someone's mind, okay? Maybe someone is thinking about you. Card. Oh, the queen's been queening this week. Queen of Spades coming in. Some of you, you know what to do. You know how to play your cards. You have put in that work, that self-work, that life experience. This is where you know what you want. Your desires, I feel, become clear in some way today. And you may very well be doing whatever it is that you need to do to make that official, to legitimize that. I get this energy of put your stake in the ground. Some of you may be fixing or fixating on some things it is that you desire. Sometimes that can mean what I mean today, because you may be in a position where you're putting your foot down, all about the things that you're required to see some things turn around concerning, okay? That type of energy. Congratulations. When there's some things that need to be made official, need to be legitimized, perhaps it has to do with who you are. Perhaps it has to do with all it is that you do. There's a verse that says, I'm not recalling the whole thing, but it says, to make your petitions known to God. And something makes me feel like today you may be making your desires known. Let's dig a little bit deeper, okay? I do feel this energy that is very secure, okay? It's almost like a peculiarity, but it's very grounded, it's very stable. Let's say this, okay? This is how you're going to tell a difference, right? Someone who's mean, no reason at all. I've been nothing but kind to you. You have absolutely no reason in the world to be mean to me when I've been nothing but good to you, you mean ass. This is where you can be honest about that, right? And perhaps about going a different direction. It's also where, if I'm mean, you know exactly why I'm being mean. Keep it a band. It's the Buck Moon. We bucking like a mechanical bull. It's not a joke. There was a video that I saw, Dr. Umar. I appreciate his content. He is, as most people know, a very spiritual man, also very educated. I feel an energy associated with what I'm doing right now, right? This is because, right, someone could say, oh, you just like that ninja, right? But when I run down the list of the things that make me drawn to his content, that paints a different story where you can't just say, I'm just onto that ninja. I recognize who he is. That's a stand-up guy. Doesn't mean he has everything together. I don't know him well enough to be able to say. But there are some things that I do know about him based on what it is that I've seen so far. He's spiritual. He's informed. He's educated. He has power. God has blessed him to have influence. There's merit in that. He was talking about the primordial mothers, and this being the year of the primordial mothers. So when it comes to treatment of women, there are significantly harsh penalties for people who commit offenses against women. Selah. So for some, the meanness is because you're going to have to get that down. The primordial mothers don't back down. They don't fold. They ain't never scared. And they will not hesitate to hold anyone fully accountable for the atonement of their sins. Lead. Okay? Somebody has to step up and lead. Okay? There is an energy of being able to perhaps play the game, right? This is kind of like when, in some instances, you cover for someone, right, to save face. But behind that coverage, we both know what's really good. This is not just about women, for the record. This is about the divine feminine. We are talking about people who have been tolerant, have been forgiving, have been merciful to people who have shown no mercy, who haven't tolerated anything, who haven't put in any work. There's an energy today that's like, feast on this. Skeletons coming out of the closet. Talk about getting chewed up and spit. The gout. Someone, it feels as though today is a day. If you study, you're going to be approved. That means if you're being mean and you have cause, the primordial mothers endorse you. Also means if you're being mean and for what, the primordial mothers are watching you. And it's very likely they're soon to strike. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Why would you think that things will remain easy when you'd rather make them hard? Own it. Own your shit. With that same boldness, in that same ferocity, in that same arrogance, in that same bravado, I suggest you own your shit before the primordial mothers revealed to you what your real face looks like in the mirror. Because it's very easy to remove the mask. False bravado is easily deflated. Protectors of the innocent. Why? Because the meek inherit the earth. Somebody got a custody issue. The meek inherit the earth. We have good actors and bad actors today, and by the end of the day, it feels as though that will be shown. Okay? This is not apparent on the surface, but someone will be trapped by the end of the day because they will have taken the bait that the ego offers. Meanwhile, someone will have caught a predator, vermin, by the end of the day and realize just how gifted and talented you are by being able to see through the bad actors and put together the pieces. Congratulations on connecting the dots. Let's go to Spotify. We'll return. We'll return for our extended messages and see what details this day has to hold.